Don't start out the intro like everyone else. Don't start out the intro like everyone else. Don't do it. Today, I have a Honda. I have a problem. Very common problem among car guys, but I have this problem where I start on one project, and as you can see, it's not done. We're working on it, but I have other projects. I've had this car for close to 10 years. Let me do my math. 2012. I believe it was March of 2012. Anyways, this car has seen a bunch of different iterations. I got this car with the original DPFI motor, the D15 B2. From that, it lost all compression at about 220,000 miles. Since then, the car has been a single cam Z6 bottom end Y8 head D16 swap. It has been, from there, it spun main bearings and went on to my next motor, where my buddy sold me his B20 Vtec swap. That was a B20 bottom end with a GSR head. And that car was a blast to drive. The car has always been fun to drive. It's a 2,000-pound car. You really can't go wrong with these. I can really beat on this car all day long, I feel. It's 100% stock B20 with a GSR 4.4 final drive transmission, I believe. Gearing is really short, and the car sat for 5 years until I put this current motor in it. So it's actually still on the really old tires, which are dry rotted and probably ready to go at any moment. So one of these days I'll be swapping those tires out. I'm going to take you all for a ride with me today. I got some errands to run, but I figured what better time to introduce you to the CRX and get it underway. And as you can see, it is a bare bones B20 motor. Still fun as shit. Torquey as all hell. 2 liters, maybe like 140 horsepower. The car's a blast to drive. Set y'all down here. I gotta chill out for a second. This is alright. So now we got a little more comfortable. All of my cars are street cars. That's my biggest thing. I want to be able to enjoy my cars on the street. The Nissan, the BRZ obviously, and the CRX. End goal for it would really be a 2-liter Vtec Screamer. I'd like to see the motor rev to 9,000, maybe even 10,000 RPM. I know the factory B20 bottom end is not capable of it. They say the rod bolts stretch. Probably anything over 7,500 RPM, they say you're really pushing it. I bought a Vtec head for it about 5 years ago. We're going to be diving into that. So I'm really excited to tear into that and really just see what all's going on with this head. I bought it from a dude who just told me it was a Vtec head. It was either a B16 or Type R. The thing with those two heads is they actually have the same stamps on them. So you don't really know what you're getting until you start pulling the intake valves apart. That's basically the ultimate thing, is once you start removing the valves and the retainers and all that, the intake side has dual valve springs. So we'll be able to see what's actually going on with this head. And at least for now, we'll have a V20 stock bottom end with a Vtec head. But yeah, let's get right to it and knock this thing out. Alright, so this is it. As you can see, I've already started taking some of the bolts out for the cam caps, cam rails, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to be prepping this to be taken to the machine shop. I want to get it decked on the bottom, so we got a nice clean flat surface to work with when I made it to my B20 bottom end. I will be removing cam caps, valve springs, and valves, obviously, and replacing the valve stem seals, and cleaning up, relubing a whole bunch of, as you can see, we got a little guy in here who's been chilling out for a while. This head I bought probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just been sitting on the shelf. I thought it needed a lot more. I never honestly went back to look at it after I purchased it, so I thought it needed a lot more work than it does. And I got an itch the other day to go look at it, and I got the cams, I got the cam gears, the heads all together, the valve springs are all in there. I just need the head swap parts, and it'll be ready to go. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, taking this bad boy apart. Alright, so I discovered this nifty thing like 2 weeks ago. Every Honda head I've done before this, I've used a universal valve spring compressor, and it's always been a constant battle or a fight. And yeah, you can spend like $80 on these, but the true Honda guy in me came out, and I found one for 20 bucks, so I'm gonna give it a try. Alright, so a little bit of trial and error here. What you have to do is, probably if your head's fresh, you don't have to worry about it. But if it's not fresh and the valve keepers are happy where they are, they're not moving, take a extension and a socket that fits on the retainer. I think I'm using a 17 here, an extension. Give them all a good pop with that, knock them free, break them loose, and you should have no problem after that threading this bolt down on top of them. Or use a traditional valve spring compressor to break them free and then come back through and install them using this. Whatever works better for you. Back to it. That's it, boys. Alright, so we got all the valves out, valve springs. We got intake, dual valve springs on the intake, because it's an ITR head, and single valve springs on the exhaust, valve keepers, and all the valves. I'm going to go through and lap all the valves, make sure they are all straight and ready to go. Anyways, we'll find out as we lap them if they're bent or not. I'm going to go ahead and get the valve stem seals out. We got a brand new valve seal remover tool. I've always used pliers before, but apparently they have tools specifically meant for this and for reinstalling it, so you don't risk damaging the valve stem seals. Pretty inexpensive toolkit too. Very nice from the looks of it. We'll see how well it actually performs. Away we go. Give her the old flipperoo and see what she do. Looks to me like somebody tried porting the exhaust. Hope everything's alright still with it. Looks like we got an at-home port job here. You know what? It might have been me. Don't really recall, nor do I remember. Alright guys, this should do it for my introduction of my 1990 Honda CRX. While it may not be literally the best Honda ever made, it is quite certainly my favorite. I love this car. It's a lot of fun. If you guys haven't been following Adam LZ's CRX build, knowing him as a drift boy and getting into a Honda CRX and enjoying the car like he does, and admitting to it, that's actually quite heartfelt, because you know what, he gets it now. Everyone makes fun of the Hondas, used to anyways, but you know, when it comes down to it, there's a lot to be said about a fun car versus a truly fast car. At the end of the day, you can have fun with less than 200 horsepower, and these cars are proof to that. I love this thing. It's a hoot. And you can't really complain about it. I've literally been beating the piss out of this car for the last hour. And it starts up like it didn't do anything. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Here's some drone shots that I took a little earlier. It came out pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you later.